Hey everybody, how you doing? So what you're about to watch right now is me going into a urinalysis facility and getting gaslighted. So if you don't know my story, uh, go back to November of 2017 on my YouTube channel here and just go through some of my videos, or you can go to my website, which is barredin.us, barredin.us. There's no way to explain this whole story in a short period of time, so it might take a little bit of research. Hey, it's good for you to do that. You might learn something. So I started documenting organized stalking and harassment, otherwise known as gang stalking, of targeted individuals, people that were put through Department of Homeland Security and the FISA court, the Foreign Intelligence Surveillance Act court, and are put through a long-term, no-touch torture program, basically. It consists of auto-mobbing, gaslighting, home break-ins, basically just a repeat of what the communist East German Stasi police did to people that did not want to go along with the communist totalitarian dictatorship. It's happening here in the United States, and it's facilitated through the FISA court and Department of Homeland Security. So that's what I talk about, that's what I document, and I have to document some pretty uncomfortable or embarrassing situations to document and to report on what a targeted individual goes through. Well, it's uncomfortable or embarrassing for most people. I've got some pretty thick skin. It doesn't matter anymore. I'm doing this for posterity. I'm doing this. I'd give my life. I'm not going to, but I would, to uncover this to the public and prove beyond the shadow of a doubt through repetition and timing that this is what I'm going through and what hundreds of thousands of other targeted individuals are going through. So I'm basically sacrificing myself by doing things that other people wouldn't do to show you what's going on here. So in November of 2017, I started documenting this, like I was saying, and I interviewed a police officer that was stalking and harassing me. She was using what's called directed conversation. She was gaslighting me. She was making fun of a targeted individual that had died. Said he was under investigation, but she couldn't tell me about it because he was still under investigation, but then told me that the person had died and laughed about it. And I asked her for help. I told her these things were going on in my life. I said people are breaking into my home, they're stealing things or moving things around in my home, they're following me through town, they're doing all this different stuff, and I need some help. And she basically laughed at me. She told me to fill out an online report, and that would get the ball rolling. And when she's sitting right there in her cruiser with a computer that they can make reports anytime they want, they do it all day long, every day. So 3 weeks after that, I was set up and arrested, and I was charged with aggravated assault with a firearm. I have on video a guy yelling some really terrible things towards me out of his window, pulling a firearm on me, following me to my house, and then coming after me, which I took off to get away from him, went through my neighborhood, and I was arrested. And I tried to show the police the video footage of the guy pulling the gun out of his window, and we'll fast forward to, so long story short, they arrested me, let the guy stand outside of the police cruiser as I was being searched and read my rights and all that stuff, let that guy stand there and laugh at me when I told them that I had on video him pulling a firearm on me, and explained to them I was a targeted individual, I was asking for help, and they sent me off to jail. Spent the next 1 year and 8 months going through court, ankle monitor on my leg, and was denied exculpatory evidence to prove that I was being stalked and harassed. And here I am, almost 3 years later, just about 3 years later, still documenting and reporting what I've been through. So when I was forced to sign a plea deal, I was given no other option. I was forced to sign a plea deal. I ended up with a Class 6 felony for disorderly conduct. and the court demanded that I submit to a urinalysis, random urinalysis, for the 2 years that I'm on probation. I have to call a phone number every single day. I've called this number every single day for a year and a half. I call the number, enter a little code, and it tells me you're either scheduled for an appointment today or you're not scheduled for an appointment today. So about 4 or 5 days ago, I was scheduled for an appointment and went to my appointment. And now today again, I was scheduled for another appointment. So when I go in, if they're going to force me to do these things, this is going to be part of my documenting. It's what I'm being put through that I should not be being put through, and it's part of the whole process of me documenting and reporting what a targeted individual goes through. So that being said, this is video of me going to AverHealth, AverHealth. Now, one of the things I report on is the deep state and the cabal, basically, the people that rule above the government, that control the left and the right up high enough. When we say Democrats versus Republicans, a lot of the people that are just everyday working people that have concerns about corruption and government control and things like that have a lot of the same concerns. And we're more on the same team than people realize. One group says, I'm on this side, I'm on the left, and the other group says, I'm on this side, I'm on the right. And they fight back and forth. Now, when you get up high enough, the people that are on the left and the right, they're all working together. They don't hate each other. They're watching everybody fight, and it's easier for them to control everybody. Now, one of those families that's part of that group is the Rothschilds. They're one of the most wealthy families in the world. They own just about everything. So, guess who owns this testing facility that I go to? I mean, if you haven't figured it out yet, but that's okay. I'll just tell you. It's owned by Rothschild Holding. The drug testing facility is owned by Rothschild Holding. So imagine a person like me that calls out the deep state, calls out their corruption, explains it in detail to where it can be proven beyond the shadow of a doubt. They might use that place as a weapon to silence somebody like me. So I have to document every time I go in there. And I don't know, some of you might think that this clip is kind of funny. Some of you might be kind of grossed out by it because I'm peeing. So, that's what you have to do when you take a urinalysis. And now I covered some of it up with a world map, but so you can just hear it. But I had to leave it in there so you could hear the conversation with the facilitator, I guess you would call them. They're not a nurse or anything like that. They're somebody wearing scrubs, and they take your urine sample. So this is something that I've been having to do for the last year and a half, and as uncomfortable for you as it might be, this is what I'm doing to document. And let's see, what else am I missing here? This is just showing the repetition of gaslighting, and this is actually a really good example of gaslighting because I asked the guy a question, and there's actually two possibilities here. He either hears one thing, thinks he hears me say something, but it's not what I say, and he's offended by that, and he just doesn't want to talk to me. He's rude, I talk to these people all the time. Like I said, if they're going to make me go into this place, I'm going to educate some people, and that's what I do every time. And I've talked to this guy before, and I think he might have checked on my website and saw that I support President Trump, and automatically thinks that I'm a Republican and I hate the left, and that could be further from the truth. I am neither Democrat nor Republican. I'm an objective observer. I'm a constitutional observer, and I make decisions based on common sense, not based on what group I identify with. So I would call myself an independent. And I think a lot of you probably think of yourself as the same way because you realize the two-party system is just a way to keep us under control. that being said, here's the video. Oh, I'm sorry, I didn't finish what I was saying. So this is either an instance of him hearing one thing, hearing what he wanted to hear because he thinks that I'm this capitalist Republican, and just getting triggered, maybe responding to that, or intentionally gaslighting me, telling me, trying to distort my perception of reality and telling me I said one thing when I know I said another thing. I just said, hey, you ready for this pandemic to be over with? You ready to breathe again? And he didn't like that. So you'll see in the video.
That's nice.
We're trying to help everybody because everybody's so divided right now.
Yes.
And it's because of information.
Yeah.
So we're doing our best to fight to get people to like work together, and then we can all get through all this nonsense they're putting us through in 2020.
I know. I'm really done with this year.
It's like the Twilight Zone, right?
Yeah.
Hey man, how are you? Doing good? Good?
Going to this one.
Oh, there's no hook on there today.
And you do have to wash your hands.
Yep,
real quick.
yep. Oh, forgot. Almost time to go home?
Not really.
No, I thought you guys went home at 9.
You close on me.
Oh, okay. Gotta stay and clean up.
Yeah.
A little too many. Day going all right so far though? Other than that?
Yep.
Nobody giving you a hard time?
No.
Alright.
No.
Oh, that's the sun for that after. Okay.
You do have to lower everything to your mid thighs.
No problem. Do a little twirl.
If you want.
Oh, well, not really.
Here you go.
So what's your most interesting story taking a urine sample here?
No, I don't really have any.
No? Some guy that I was talking to said that somebody got angry with him and threw the pee at him. So you ready for Plandemic season to be over with? So you can breathe again? No? You decline to answer? Not feeling very friendly today, huh?
No.
No. Oh, well, is everything okay, man?
Yeah, I just need you to do the test.
Just do the test,
Yeah.
shut up and go? Really?
Basically, yeah.
Wow. That's some awesome customer service. I'm just trying to make conversation.
You have to wash your hands first.
All right. All right. Oh. I mean, did I do anything to upset you, or are you
I
just
know.
having a rough day? You don't feel like talking to anybody?
We're not allowed to talk about politics at work.
A fake pandemic isn't politics. It's
Like I
just
said,
reality.
You
It's
said Democrats that isn't politics, so we're not really allowed to talk about that.
it's not politics. But I understand if you don't want to talk about something, that's fine. But it's not politics.
You said Democrats.
What's
Go
that?
ahead and initial it.
I said what?
Democrat.
I didn't say
You
anything.
did.
I said plandemic.
Demic.
Plandemic has nothing to do with Democrats.
I know. Well, go ahead.
No,
Do
don't
you
put
wanna
words in my
sign it or
mouth.
not?
Yeah. You're just telling me I said something that I didn't. I didn't say
Alright,
that.
Sorry. Just go ahead and sign it.
Yeah. You know that General Flynn was a Democrat? So was President Trump their entire life? That's politics. Hey, buddy.
How you doing?
Doing good. Just having some friendly conversation. All right. Have a great day. Hey, good to meet you. Hey, you got a cell phone? Oh, you're on it.
Here, let me get a pen real quick. I'll write something down for you.
Alright. So I see that you received her court orders today. But when I went to go to her profile, there's no panel. Emily Spears.
There you go. That's my website right there if you want to check out some of those interviews I was telling you about. Oh,
Okay.
all right. Have a good day.
You too.
Okay, I know I said in the middle of the conversation, it has nothing to do with Democrats, which the people that are posing as Democrats right now, it does have a lot to do with them. But they're not real Democrats, like John F. Kennedy style Democrat, or like the type of Democrat that General Flynn was, or the type of Democrat that President Trump was. They've taken over the Democratic Party, and the DNC is basically the strong arm of the deep state, or the shadow government, whatever, the cabal, the whatever you want to call them. So that being said, yes, the current Democrats are responsible for this, but they're not real Democrats. You get that? That's it. Hope you enjoyed the video. Everybody have a great day.